What do you got for us, Patty?
Okay.
I'll get, Patty just started. So
You're not gonna put her in the
not
hot
much
seat.
to have. We're happy to give her.
Don't let him give you any time.
She likes it, I think. She was gonna shoot my Kristen and I there the first time. We hadn't thrown at her, but she's picking up things really quick and it'll work out great. So
Good deal.
she's printed up kind of what's been going on with us. As far as what we funded, and then I think down there at the bottom, what you guys helped with the COVID money, that, I'll tell you, that septic deal has been a big, we've got applications again already for this year.
I think that septic deal is a really good thing as far as protecting groundwater and
So,
just,
I mean, you can talk to Ryan with, he has to go inspect, see if they, oh, there's some nasty things out there.
I bet.
Yeah.
So,
But there's no more COVID money, is there?
I think
We've got a little bit of ARPA money left.
you do. Okay.
Says we have 2 right now applications for the 23 year, which starts.
So if we
July
run out,
1st.
you might have a little to help us, or not?
I would be in favor of.
Yeah.
I mean, for the amount of money, for the amount of people that I've had say that it's a good deal or ask about it, and for the amount of money that it costs, I would be in favor of doing some more towards it.
Yeah, how much did we allocate for you last year, you remember? Or how much did you guys end up
Yeah, is
using?
that on here?
There are
I
5,
didn't see it.
it's right here.
No, fuck.
Yeah.
We did 5, the last one came in, I got the inspection on the last one from Ryan this week. I
Okay,
was waiting on the invoice, then I'll give it to
Okay.
you.
So that's around 20,000.
So that was 20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna help 5 people.
And it's not all just farmer, it's people
Yeah.
that do it, I mean, anybody can qualify
Mhm. Yeah.
if the need is there.
I mean, it seems to me like a lot of the fund that, or help that comes down from the state and economic development goes to the cities. And this is one of the only things that people that live out in the country actually get help with.
Yep.
So I mean,
Yeah, for sure. What we're doing with ARPA request is we're expecting our second distribution of ARPA funding, maybe in the next month or 6 weeks, somewhere. If it comes, we're expecting it to come. We haven't heard anything different, but we want to know that it's going to before we start allocating for sure where all this ARPA money's gonna go. But I would be in favor.
She'll continue to develop applications, and then if we're out of money, we'll have her get with you guys and see what you can do, and have Ryan in on that too.
Yeah,
when's the our ARPA funding have to be spent by?
into
end of
24.
24.
Because it takes a while.
Yeah, so I mean, if we kept a little bit of ARPA money back, you know, we could help this year, 2003 and 2024. You know, if we kind of had an idea of.
Because we rank these pretty quick here in June and decide who's getting our money, and then if we've got additional, then we can send them this way.
I know that the one, and I don't know when y'all are talking the money, if it's for 23 or 22, if there's any left. The one guy, his is like bad, he has to get it pumped, he told me every week. So he was wanting the COVID money when we thought there was one left, that the one guy wasn't gonna do it, but he came through. So is there, but we have to wait till 23 on him, so we have to wait till July 1st on him, but I didn't know.
Mhm. I would say we can make a decision. I mean, based on the amount that we have now, what do you think, Clyde? I think we can make a decision pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do
And I
think it's a
think we're
good
gonna have to have a
deal.
special meeting just to prioritize and,
Figure out what you're gonna do, yeah.
Mhm.
But it's one of the best things we do, honestly.
so I think as soon
Yeah,
as
I've
it
had a lot of
lands,
positive feedback.
as soon as it lands in the bank, we need to have a meeting and,
But as far as the 400,000 that we have now, that we haven't spent a
Yeah.
whole lot of it, I mean, we want to go ahead and commit a little bit for them or for that one?
you have an emergency need for one right now?
Yeah, I would be okay with just go ahead and, we did 5 last year, I would be okay with just that. Out of the 400 that we for sure have now,
Yeah.
just allocating for another 5 for 2020. two.
If we get that many, okay.
Yeah, if you get that many, I would be okay with, because that'd be 20,000 from us. And then if we, when we have our meeting, because I don't mind your idea about spreading it out over, having enough for 2023. If we get our second distribution of ARPA, being able to
Then maybe some
allocate more for next year.
Yeah. So you think we could do an additional 5 in '22? If we get the application?
I would be okay with
I'd be
that.
fine with it.
If our crystal ball is clear.
We do have the money for that right now.
Yeah, we do have the money for it right now, and I think, yeah,
Because I really do think that's a good deal for Stafford County.
I will go back on this one that I know he was having problems, because he was at the point where he was like, he was needing to get it done, and he's like, do I just go ahead and pay for it and get it done
Make sure you
before
have money
July?
and bid it,
Yeah, I need to, yeah.
Because they can't start till Ryan goes and
mhm,
looks at it, so.
yeah,
And
But we could
they
get-
can't
we
start
can make
till
that happen pretty
approved.
quick, I think. So, okay,
yep.
that is greatly appreciated, so.
So will we make a motion
Yep.
today for that?
For 20,000,
Yep, for 5 years.
yeah, that's fine. I make a motion that we allocate 20,000 out of our ARPA funding to Stafford County Conservation District to do cost share rural sewer systems.
Second.
A motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
You can see the other things we've done, some brush management, 4 new solar pumps, 2 water wells, and 1 new irrigation technology initiative. It's a monitoring.
What's
deal.
that?
It's
Is that the deal that's mounted on the pivot?
I'm not real.
This
heavy.
was through his phone. It lets him know if something's gone wrong at his pivot.
I think it
And
tells
so
you-
he doesn't have to check them every.
I don't know much about this. It's just came out and who was it got it? The cost
Larry
share?
Zink.
Larry Zink.
And this is through the state. This one, we didn't have to rank. They, ever so often, they send us out an email, we have this
And
amount
I don't know
of money
if
for
this is
irrigation
something-
technology.
The newer pivots, you can do that already.
Yeah. See, I've mounted those on my older pivots, it tells me. I think what Bryce is talking about, I've seen a few pivots around and they've got a big white cone looking deal that hangs out in front.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to read and tell what the percentage of your moisture in front of your pivot is,
Okay.
which I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. Dudley, they have one on Dudley Circle right
I've seen
south
that.
of where we're
I wondered what that
building
was.
the rail deal,
Okay.
on Old 50.
Yeah,
And I've always wondered how that deal worked. I wondered if that was this, but,
So I don't
Okay.
actually know, this is something brand new the state's come out with.
They had just a short time frame on it. I mean, once I got the information, I took it to the two irrigation places out here to try and get the word out. Because you had to have your applications in by May 6th. And then there was a few that came in, well, then the state, they sent us out an email, and they're like, we have 3 left, and that went, so it just mushroomed, it just went so fast, the funds, but we did get one done.
So we're asking for the same amount we've always done, 25, but, so.
okay,
sounds good.
that'll work.
I was gonna tell you all what we have so far for 23, we've got 3 solar pumps, brush management, the 2 septics that we have applications for, and then Windbreak, oxygen cards.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right,
Thank
thanks,
you.
guys.
Keep up the good work, appreciate it.
And we've got good traffic in there. We've got a new, she was temporary and we've hired her, they placed her here now, our conservation. It's Ally, what's her last name? I can't remember. And she lives in Pratt, right? And she's good, we're on top of things. So
Good deal.
gets things done and, programs go on. So we're real happy with that.
Sounds good.
Alright,
Thank
thank
you.
you. We got it.
Are you guys both going, you're all dressed up too?
I'm just going up to work in a little bit, so.
Do you wanna switch Angie to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. You wanna come on up, Andy? Morning, Mike.
Good morning. Okay.
Okay, as far as this goes, when I looked over this, I didn't ask to have anything replanted as far as the boxwoods go. That's 18 boxwoods. That's something that has to be trimmed.
Okay.
I wondered about that.
Yeah, I didn't
What was on
ask, I
there?
told to pull them off and not put it where we're putting anything
Did
back.
they just do that because they thought that's what
I
would
think
look
that would
good,
look
or?
better that way, but
So do away with the boxwoods?
you do away with the boxwoods. I have enough on my plate.
That's one more thing that would have to be torn out in another 10 years.
That's right, when I quit.
Hey, we'll do it for 10 years. We'll be out.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna
Yeah,
have to
get
sign.
Mike with the written agreement and you committed to 10 years.
Well, I am 51, so.
Well, you're awful young.
Hey, yeah, you're younger than I am, so
Yeah.
you slow down
My
there.
mom's still doing it. She's 20 years older than me, but,
So,
so as far
what
as,
about the rest of it?
as far as the rest of it goes, I'm thinking we're okay on that.
See, I only show, oh, there is, okay, yep, 18 boxwoods, yep.
Yeah, and I think he's just doing that because, you know, he's pulling the 2 junipers on the end and it's gonna look odd, but I'm gonna bring all of the bushes to my level. So I think it'll be fine.
Okay,
Because once he puts something in there, it's gonna go from here to here, back to here again, and I don't think that's feasible.
Yeah.
okay,
Let alone I have to trim it each year.
yep. I was thinking where they're gonna pull that ground cover outside of the annex on both sides of the deal, and then we're planning on digging that down, and putting it to concrete, is that correct? So then to where there's not just a drop off, will we have to have a handrail put along there?
Yeah,
Probably.
most likely.
Because
If we're
we-
gonna dig it down,
Or should we just put it
Or
as a
just wanna
slope?
just make it
Yeah.
flush with the sidewalk.
yeah, then we'll have kids,
Yeah, Raise it up.
skateboarding off of it.
Yeah.
If we make it a little ramp.
yeah. Yeah, we'll have to look at that and decide what to do there.
Yeah, but if we have it dug up, we can easily,
Yeah, I was just worried if we dug it down, then we're gonna have drop off and trying to match the handrail that's there. So we either need to build it up or just put a slope like the rest of it.
Probably. So you have to, concrete people, that's on you, not me. I mowed this mess over here yesterday.
I were out in the old lot,
Yes.
Ryan was supposed to spray that
Yeah.
and kill it all.
Ryan
It was
was
not
asking
sprayed.
about that, so you
I
want me to
mowed
tell
it, so
him
now
yes?
he can
Yes.
spray it because that is a nasty mess and I will not mow it again.
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Because there's still too many roots in there.
Now
And it
this
is
next,
very
Yeah,
uneven.
we talked to him last week, about spraying it, and he said that he wanted to make sure everything was sprouted up before he smoked it.
Well, I mowed it, so he should be able to
Okay.
smoke it
I
because,
know this morning he asked
Yeah,
Teresa,
don't-
and she asked me as I was coming in the
Yeah,
building.
don't
so
mow
I'll
that
tell
again,
him,
that's
yes.
going on your.
yeah, well, he could still smoke it because there's still gonna be leaves on there because I just mowed it to knock it down since it started to look bad.
yeah,
So you should be.
okay,
Yeah, and on your billing, you know, we agreed to a certain amount for mowing, but like when you do something extra like that, or when you do extra landscaping, you're billing us for that, correct?
I have not yet, no,
You need
because
to.
that was just,
Well, yeah, you need
It's
to.
like
that's
falling
an
off,
eyesore for me.
like hauling off all the limbs on the alley that's been there for 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, I
You need
did
to
that.
cha-
I
You
did
need to
do that.
charge us for that.
I,
That's what I'm getting at, I want you to make sure
well,
that
and
you're,
Lisa can write it down. I charge $25 an hour minimum to do all the extras, trimming bushes and all of that
Yeah.
extra stuff. So that was just because I was like, I can't stand to look at that anymore and Jubilee's coming and I am not
Yeah.
gonna have time.
Make
Well,
sure you bill us for all that.
that's what I'm saying, nobody works for free, and I want you to make sure.
Well, I just did.
No, you didn't, because you're gonna turn it in at least. I know you good enough that you'll just do something and not turn it in, because it looks good, but you need to.
I'm gonna do a correction, you said 2 years, I think it was more like 5.
Oh, yeah?
Well, they shouldn't be there
They were
anymore at
they were
all.
composting?
Yeah, they should not be there anymore at all because that's, big piles will be left on the corner. She will text me, Lisa can text me, I will pick them up throughout the day. Anything that's just random
Okay,
goes in the trash bin. It's not that hard,
Sounds good.
so.
Yeah, we'll make sure that Ryan, or I guess he reached out to you.
He's
about it.
aware, I'll let him know to go ahead and
Okay.
do it.
Yep.
Yeah, because it would have looked really bad come next week if I'd have left it alone.
So you're gonna exclude the boxwood,
Yes,
Yes.
no box
and that
ones.
amount was,
Oh, it's in the front page.
Yeah, I'd have to add that.
131, and we're looking
And I
at
remembered my question, so we need to talk before you leave today.
1362 maybe,
Okay.
1362. Read that.
I'm bad about talking.
And that'll change once we reach out to Kevin, because that will change the labor cost. Also, so,
So should we just tell him to take the boxwoods off and then have him resubmit the deal and just tell him?
Figure that out.
yeah,
Okay,
you wanna just email him that?
I can,
Have him remove all boxwoods and reconfigure.
Okay,
That way we can have this done by the end of the month.
okay.
yep,
All right,
sounds good, thank you.
you're welcome.
We're ready for you, Lisa.
Oh, I'm not on the agenda or anything.
We got 15 minutes for you,
Yeah.
for
Come
Sharon
on up.
shows up.
Oh, well, I didn't, I was just sitting in, I was just sitting
You
in.
didn't have anything important,
No.
any crazy good news for us?
We'll
We always,
recess.
yeah, we always like.
So how's it going up there at the treasurer's office?
It's going good. I'm working on bank reconciliations, and came in on Monday, started on Monday, and so I'll finish the end of month process, and then we'll get started back on daily work, get it caught up to May 13th so I can start on distribution. And I do have a concern about distribution, but, I mean, it's too soon to tell. But
Yeah.
hopefully I can get it out by June 5th, so.
But worst case scenario might just be a couple days later. so-
Right.
Okay.
What, when does Vanessa start?
I don't know.
We're still waiting on her information from the governor. I checked on it, I believe the 12th, I sent the letter certified, and I got confirmation that they received it on the 12th. So I'm hoping any day it'll show up.
Yeah, but she was gonna do 2 weeks.
Right, anyway, yeah.
So that would put it,
So she's not gonna do 2 weeks until she gets notification of,
I thought it
took
was
from-
just 2 weeks
I took it
from that
from the
night.
appointment
Yeah.
that night, so
Yeah,
all last week and then all this week. So theoretically, she would be ready to come next Monday.
yeah,
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, she should get her
it'd be nice if she
notification.
could just watch me do the distribution.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, that would be nice, but whatever works, so.
yeah.
Have you had a chance to visit with her at all?
With Vanessa?
Yeah,
No, I have
no.
not. No. I mean, I visited with her a little bit that night after the committee
Yeah.
meeting. I visited with her then a little bit, so, but that's it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
To be officially, she has to be appointed, right? Before she can.
By the governor, yes.
Yeah.
And the date will be on the information that she receives from them, which it should be. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem, but they'll put the date on there.
Lisa and I spoke outside. I've got a draft of a contract for her to sign. She's gonna need to let me know on one small issue, kind of an issue. But as soon as she lets me know, I'll include it. And I told her I'd bring the contract over to her on Monday. Now, I don't know, do you guys wanna look at it before or just give it to her, and if it's approved by her?
I mean, you're the attorney, if it's okay with you, it's okay with us.
You are writing it in our best interest.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. So, cover all the bases, but let me know what you wanna do on that.
All right, okay.
But yeah, she and I visited outside and I think we're good to go.
Alrighty,
Sounds good.
thank you, Lisa. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Lisa.
All
it.
right.
Welcome back.
Oh, thanks.
guess we'll recess till our next appointment shows up.
What's up, Shannon?
So, I just wanted to come and talk with you guys because I have, there's been some social media posting that ruffled my feathers a little bit.
Really?
Yes, so through COVID, I wasn't able to, like, I normally print statements out and mail them every single month. It got too chaotic and I wasn't able to keep up with doing that, so I would do it sporadically whenever I would have like some free time, because I was coming in on weekends and staying late all the time, and I was having a hard time keeping up. So, we would catch people as they'd come into the office, let them know that they had a balance and they would pay it whenever they were in the office. Whenever I had time where I could dedicate it to printing out statements, I would do that. So it did get done through the last 2 years, just not consistently like I normally do, which I've picked back up doing. But somebody got upset because they got a statement and it was not the first time they got one. And there was a big ruckus on Facebook about it, not specifically at me, but there was a couple of comments that were directed at me in my office, and it upset me a little bit because it was basically saying I didn't do my job because I didn't bill things when I was consistently billing things. I was sending every single thing that came through the office to insurance. I just wasn't keeping up with sending out statements because that does take at least a couple hours of my time to do, and I just didn't have the time to devote to it through COVID. I had spoken to that person on the phone and explained everything, and they acted as if they were okay with it whenever I explained it, but it doesn't seem to be the case out and about. So, I mean, if I need to go back and look through postage, because so like the way that the program runs that we do the billing through, I have to clear a cache every time I run statements, so it doesn't like say this is when you ran statements every time, because I have to clear it out, otherwise it prints the old statements instead of the new ones. So I can't look back through the billing program to know when I have printed the statements, but I can look back through my postage, because I
I mean, are they
divide it
just,
out.
are they just saying that they didn't get a statement
So
before?
what they're saying is they think I didn't bill it, and
But
I'm
is
trying
there
to
like
cover
late?
myself.
Yeah, but is there like late charges?
No.
We don't apply late charges, so
No.
what's the problem?
Exactly.
So they didn't get the bill and they wanted it.
Yes.
So
And I
we
explained to
basically
them
like-
I think you need to delete your social media.
Yeah, I
Not worry about
kind of
that.
took a step back for a few days because it really torqued me off. But
Yeah,
I mean, I even explained to them verbally on the phone what the deal was. They're saying that I didn't bill it to insurance in a timely fashion, and that's not the case.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I see, we're not charging late fees,
No.
so I don't see the issue,
Okay.
first off. And second off,
I just wanted to be
during
clear in
COVID,
case somebody comes up
during
and
COVID,
complains.
everybody wanted you guys to work hard and keep everybody safe and, you know, do this and that. But there's only so many hours in the day to do things, so what, like, as the public, what do you want? Do you wanna, like, during the health pandemic, do you want your health department to focus on health? Or do you wanna focus on billing? And if we're not charging late fees,
No.
I guess I don't see
And I
the
mean,
issue.
some people that have called and they're like just surprised they've gotten a statement, and I even have taken the time to handwrite on the bottom of them whenever I'm running them. I understand this is a long time out getting this, you can make payments if you need to, like, I'm open to that. If people are making an effort and making payments on things, I'm okay with that. So I'm never, I don't know, I don't feel like, most people don't have a problem with it. They call, I explain to them, and they're like, oh, okay, I got it, no problem. And then they move on.
Yeah.
But this one
I could see
instance
people
wasn't
being
a
upset if
problem.
there were late fees assessed from the
No.
day of service or something, but
No,
if there's no late fees, I
there's no
wouldn't worry about
fees.
it.
just
I
communicate back with them, tell them commissioners meet on Wednesday and they come in and talk to us about it. I notice people get real brave when they're on Facebook.
Yes, they do, yes, they do.
You know?
And then the other thing, I was going to just come and let you guys know, Kaylee has given me 2 weeks' notice, so I've advertised for her position and we're collecting applications, so.
Okay. How's the sign coming?
I talked with him 2 weeks ago, the guy that I ordered it through. They're still working on building it. He didn't have an exact date for them to deliver it. He did say, so there's a control panel that he was looking at putting inside of the office, and whenever I sent him pictures of the inside of the office on that wall that we're gonna put it on, he didn't think it was gonna work to put it there. So they're gonna build a box for it to go behind the sign, and basically, I asked him to clarify what that was for, because I had no idea. He said it's basically, what collects the information from us putting like the messaging onto the sign and then converts it onto the sign. So it's not a big deal for it to be on the wall behind the sign.
Okay.
So that's what they're building a case for it to go behind the sign.
That was a grant that
Yes.
paid for that?
Yeah, it was a COVID.
I noticed that Pratt County Health Department got a new sign. I figured maybe they got a grant too.
Yeah, probably. So the COVID grant, it was pretty broad that we could use it on multiple things, but a digital sign was one thing that I know a lot of health departments were working on getting with that grant. I know I've talked to Ryan a couple of times because we're gonna have to have some electrical work done to get the sign installed, but he thinks it's gonna be simple. When they were installing the heating and air system, he kind of looked around while he was there, and he thinks that they can probably run something over in the attic, over above where the sign's gonna go.
And
So-
then just drop down
Yeah.
right to it.
Yep, so he thought that that would be simple, so. I think that's all I've got. I just wanted to come and be transparent.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
Well, while you're here, did you get a bad check?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that's
what-
what it's about.
Okay, that's
I
what I
was
was.
gonna say, you might let them know that's kind of part of that issue.
That is part of that issue.
Yes.
They wrote us a check and it bounced, and then they're mad.
So now there's,
Yeah, you can always invite them to come to talk with us about it,
now there's gonna be a police report
Yeah.
and that.
so.
It's turning into a big thing whenever really it didn't need
It should
to.
have been.
Yeah, it really didn't need to. I mean, I talked to them on the phone to explain things, and part of the problem is the service that we provided was a flu shot, and it was to somebody on hospice. And I explained the date of service, that Medicare won't pay for a flu shot to somebody that's on hospice because it's a preventative procedure. So they were mad, they were like, no, you should be able to bill it through Medicare, that's what hospice says. And I said, I can try it, but every time that I do, it sends me something back saying it's not covered because the patient's on hospice. Well, call the hospice place, they can give you a modifier to bill it with. I did that too, it still kicked it back and said it's not covered because it's a hospice patient, and it's, Medicare has different parts to it, so there's part B that the flu and pneumonia vaccines go through, and there's part D that every other vaccine and medication goes through. You can bill Medicare with a modifier for part D medications and they will pay for things, but it doesn't work with part B because that's preventative. And when you're on hospice, Medicare won't pay for preventative. So I told them at date of service that there would need to be a check written, and they wanted me to bill Medicare, so I kindly went ahead and did that, so I can pull those remits too that say.
Yeah. How much is a flu shot?
It is $70 now, and there's a $20 administration fee,
So 90
so it's
bucks.
$90 total.
And now there'll be another $35 for writing a hot check.
And court cost,
And yeah,
That's amazing.
and a fine.
but I mean, whenever she called and asked questions, I explained everything, but I'm still not doing my job. So,
Somebody's gotta be at fault.
yeah. So, and because of all of the things that are spiraling from it, that's why I wanted to come in,
Yeah.
talk to you guys, because I did bill, I just didn't send the statement out. I mean, but it's not the first one that they've gotten.
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
See ya.
What's going on all this?
Do that one, yeah.
Here's
Reprise.
So you will,
I looked at that.
email
I thought that's the
unions on
computer
Yes.
thing.
Doesn't matter, go
Those
here.
18 box
Hold on.
ones, and refigure the quote and get it to me. And then,
Oh, that's the last name.
because I do think
of
that,
who
Yeah.
it is.
I mean, there's no use of putting anything out there that needs trimming.
no, that kind of defeats the objective here.
When are we supposed to meet with Kevin?
We need to talk about that. I need to get a letter sent to KVK. I wanna make sure, first of all, you still wanted to do that. And then, we'll need to have Mike, I have a sample of our KVK contract. We'll need to have him draft something for Davis Electric. But you kind of need to talk to Kevin about your amounts and terms and,
And that basically, on the contract, they basically take care of all the maintenance on the, on the
Yeah.
boiler.
that's our contract with KVK right now.
Because they'll have to shut off the boiler and turn on the AC and,
But then if a motor or something goes
Ew.
out, that's above and beyond.
Yes.
yes.
Which, right now, we're in that predicament. We've got some stuff that burned out, and we've got at least one motor that's down, and we're waiting. They, of course, have to order. So we're in the process of that right now.
Motor as in a room unit?
Our air
or
conditioning, yeah, the outside,
The outside
Yes.
condenser?
Is
Yes.
that why it's hot in the courthouse?
yeah, and if it sounds funny,
I'm
that's,
hot
yeah.
in the back.
Plus, we've had some electrical issues. Right now, we're fine.
So is this something we need to get done right now so we can get the stuff fixed or what?
Well,
Are
I
they-
kind of need to touch base with Zach, since this is happening in the midst of this flip over, and see if he can kind of give me an idea of how far that is out. So if we need to tell him, just don't worry about it and have Davis's do it. But yeah, we need to get Kevin in here, and you guys need to get that all lined out with him so we can.
So do we need to recess and call Kevin and get him?
If you want, or I can, yeah,
Yeah,
whatever you guys want to do. If you want to do
we'll
that or you
recess
want me
and
to.
call Kevin.
Flat out fail.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And there's, yeah, and a lot of, it, depending on what part of the year, I mean, like, yeah, if it happens after July, they already know that because their calendar year starts July 1. And so after July, if somebody fails, they know they don't have any recourse because the money's already used up there, and so they just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Whereas this way, you know, if our calendar year, you know, is January, to December 31st, and that helps out a bunch. I think it'll help out tremendously.
We'll have to see how the ARPA funding goes. I think we have till 2024 to get it all spent.
Okay.
So I mean, there might be a possibility if there's the money left, we might be able to do some help on 23, 24.
Okay.
So, but we'll have to
But
see.
this
how
year,
that goes.
mainly, I mean, of the 10 that I have paperwork for, it's all about new.
Really? I didn't think you guys did anything.
Well, I can't, not cost share,
Yeah.
Yeah, not cost share,
Just-
just your
just permit-
inspection.
permit,
Yeah.
And
which is awesome.
new construction's awesome.
You betcha, you betcha. So, but yeah, I just wanted to clarify that so I can make some phone calls too, so.
Okay.
And a heads up, I got well issues. Hopefully it's wiring down the well hole, but it looks like probably gonna have to have a new pump down for my shop, so
How old is that pump?
17. So it's not very old.
Yeah, that's not very old.
So I'm hoping it's wiring something down the hole, but, and then talking to Kevin Davis, he said 2-horse pumps are 4 months backward, so I'll probably be using a lot of city water, building up here at Stafford, Maxville, or where else, so.
Yeah. Do you fill up at the bulk deal over by Danny Smith's house, or where do you fill up city water?
Well, I haven't tried down here by the plant is
Yeah.
where they've got it set up now, because the road and bridge has been filling up there. and-
Yeah.
And Trent thinks I can get in there and at least fill my nurse tank, because I can fill my truck out of my nurse tank. It'd be easier just to fill the nurse tank.
Yeah.
When you're up on the north end of the county, do you fill up at Radium?
I have.
Okay. You don't.
Normally I don't, because,
Yeah.
but yeah, like when I'm doing my chemical hose and stuff up there, yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so make sure you knew about that.
Angie
Yeah.
said that she mowed this lot over here where we tore down the houses.
I saw she had moved that.
It's knocked down, but she said she don't want to mow it ever
No,
again.
that's all the stuff. that
I
she
wish she
had
would have
moved
told
over.
us.
But she, yeah, because I saw that this morning, I was walking around going, oh.
So, but yeah, she's ready for you to smoke it whenever.
Okay. And that's, I was gonna talk to Phil too, if he wants it just dead, be easier, it's just to keep it dead.
I think
For
we want, I think we want it
Then
dead,
we get it
don't
covered.
Okay.
Yeah, did.
Some
Yeah.
type of sterilant or something.
I think Phil was basically just wanting to let it sit for a year and settle before they
Okay.
leveled it and asphalted it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can kill it dead, put sterile on it and keep it.
Had we mentioned anything to you about out there in Rob's storage area for the sheriff's department?
Yes,
Those
about,
trees?
yeah. I
We get
haven't
those-
got my honeydews yet, I still got to do around the courthouse, EMS and the health
Yeah.
department too, so. Yeah,
Yeah.
this morning I was supposed to be down spraying must thistle, but I'm trying to find water right now, so.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's all on my list anyway.
Yep, yep. Bring in your big chief tablet next time.
On the Taylor Cemetery.
Yes.
You sprayed, you said in the center.
Yeah.
You think we should spray out beyond the trees? We're gonna put a fence around it.
If you want me, yeah,
Yeah,
I could keep it sprayed down,
because
because
they,
it smoked it good, that looks good.
Yeah, that did.
But that was just, that
Yeah.
was just
they
through.
they cleared the brush out, so the brush is piled up.
Oh, awesome. Oh, they
Yeah.
trimmed all sorts of stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I can get under there easy then with the
Okay.
hose and get the rest of that sprayed in. Because yeah, this was just broadleaf. We got into anything, I thought if we could get some sort of a grass established, it'd be all right. But
Yeah, because he showed another picture,
Maybe
you
say
know.
something about rural.
yeah,
There was
There's-
electrical coming.
There's
in.
5 there, but anyway, you see them now.
yeah.
But apparently they found another base.
Oh,
Well,
really?
you're gonna at some
So-
point have to make a motion for us
Here
to
again, I've got
terminate our
conflicting
contract with KVK.
documentation
So I would
that
maybe
the
wait
veteran
until
was buried in
Yeah.
Leesburg.
When you talk with them next week.
So whether that was a misprint,
Because there's the two at Prairie Chapel.
yeah, and then, but in that research that lady did shows that the veteran is buried at Taylor.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, because I found, one headstone and the 2 bases, but they did find another base.
and like I said, it hasn't been used since 1939, so.
But the headstone that's there that you can read
There's
is
no-
a
it's
is a
nice.
little
Yeah, it's a,
girl.
Yeah.
it's.
But it's not the, yeah,
It's
it's
not
not the
veteran.
veteran, that's a little girl, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I can get, yeah, with it cleaned up like that, that'll be easy to go down.
Yeah, okay.
Just with my handgun.
Your handgun and
Pull
smoke
a
it.
little hose, pull a little, yeah, pull a little hose, and smoke some weed. Yeah, that's, I hope that wasn't on.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it was.
Whoops, yeah.
With chemical.
We have to have a little levity in our meeting every now and again.
Just ask me to come in, I'll say something.
Better life through chemistry.
Well, on that subject, do you have this individual's name and information, like dates, birthdays?
Yes, I
death?
do.
Okay, you'll get that to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I get with the VA and they'll do a stone, I'll need that,
I've got the packet out. Are you gonna be over there for a while, or?
a little bit.
I think, no, I don't. It's at home.
All right.
But, yeah.
I just was thinking if you didn't have that information, it's kind of pointless to put
No, I have.
stuff that we
But
don't
I-
even know.
But I have conflicting, I have an obituary saying he was interned in Leesburg Cemetery. Jonathan S. Taylor. But the headstone apparently that was looked at in 1990 is Jonathan M. Taylor. But it shows the company and the infantry and the Pennsylvania Volunteers. And
So we might be duplicating the headstone?
I don't know. That's what I'm gonna try to find out.
Well, then I'll wait to hear from you.
I
until
want
we
I
figure
want
it
to
out.
believe that that was a misprint in his bid.
Yeah, where just the middle initial is
Yeah, but he was also a member of the GAR. So there may be a spot there to find out where
Did the dates line up?
the dates line up.
Just the middle initials, the only,
Yeah, I find that too many coincidences.
So, yeah.
All right, I'll try to get everything straight.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks, Ryan.
Wear your gloves and mask.
There you go, there you go.
Did you guys ever approve the minutes?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm
Yeah, we got a
like,
tax roll correction.
We're gonna make a motion that will accept the tax roll correction.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, to accept the tax roll correction. All in favor?
Aye. And I'll also make a motion, we approve the May 11th minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
okay, I think this is the.
You guys wanna make a decision on that Grace Walk deal?
Yeah, because she has called. She isn't gonna move forward or do anything until she has funding, so.
Why don't we do a quarterly distribution rather than the full amount all at once?
That'd be okay with me.
Okay.
How
So-
much you
So,
thinking?
what was it, 30?
I don't think we ought to give them 30 all in one
No,
year,
no,
but
no.
we spread out a little bit.
No, I'd say, fourth of it.
Fourth of it a
Or
year.
you wanna do, yeah, I would say do,
Well, I think there's 30, yeah, there's 35 in there.
And what's it regenerated about every year? How much?
Well, Lisa and I kind of looked at some of this yesterday, and she went back, and from what she can see, over the past several years, she thought it was averaging like anywhere from 3,300 to 4,200, so it's a little more than I thought was going in there.
Per year.
Year,
per year.
yes. And that would just be an allocation that would be paid out on my side, like through AP, like we do for, you know, the Center for Counseling and the golf course and.
Mhm.
So that'd be 1,000, they are, that wouldn't quite be 1,000 a quarter.
If we just went with if it's generating between 4,200 and 3,000, if we just figure that, that would be, if we just put 1,000 a quarter. And then what did you say, Clay?
I would say divide that 30 up in quarters as well. I mean, you could do what we have right
In
now.
how
and
many
then
quarters?
4 quarters.
So you're wanting to give her the 30 in 1 year?
No, well,
I'd like to split the 30 up over a couple year, 3-year period. You can do 2,500 a quarter. See, the problem is we've got a lump sum here, and we want to support it, but I don't want to have to come back and cut it later, which it almost seems like it almost seems like you need to figure out a quarterly distribution that we can finance through what we're raising. But in addition to that, give a lump sum
of the
with the
reserve.
understanding that it will not stay the same, because it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where we can eat up some of this 36 that we haven't ever spent in the last 10 years. But,
I would think that if we did $2,500 a month, 2,500 a month, that's 10,000.
or a quarter, you mean?
Yeah, a quarter.
That would at least finance it for, because you're gonna raise 4,000 this year, you're gonna raise 4,000 next year, you're gonna raise 4,000 the next year, so that's 12,000. In addition to the 36 that you have, or 35 that you have, that's 47,000 divided by, yeah, I mean, you'd be able to finance it for 4 years.
Or do you want to make it 2?
That would give them 4 years to
Get some additional
get some
funding.
additional funding to make sure that
Or do you wanna do 2,000 toward the 8,000 a year and it'd last a little longer? I would think that.
4 years is gonna be enough for them to either figure out whether it's gonna work or not, I
Yeah,
think, and then it would give them ample time to find additional sources of revenue.
I mean, I think they can do a lot of good with $10,000 a year for a nonprofit deal.
What do you think?
Well, what was her projections on what it was gonna be?
It's much higher than that.
Yeah, like 60,000 a year. But I mean, when you're hoping, shooting, you might as well shoot for the moon.
That would finance it for around 4 years, if we did 2,500 a quarter.
Yeah, she was wanting $20,412 every 3 months. That's 80,000 a year.
We can't do that.
No, that's a little under $900 a month, though. I mean, that's not bad.
For what we're gonna give her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think she could do a lot of good with that. You know, she's just not gonna be able to buy everybody new cars, and new clothes.
What do you think, Clay?
So you wanna take what we're thinking, we were getting 4,200 a year from the fund now.
Yep.
So divide that up into quarters, right? Take that thousand
Basically.
and some,
And
That's
then we'll be,
1,050
and then we'll be
bucks.
kicking in some from the
and then we'll
total
kick
amount
in,
to make it
Yeah.
2,500 a quarter. That'd be 10,000 a year.
yeah,
So from what we have raised now, and then what we're gonna generate over the next 4 years, that would allow for 2,500 a month for 4.7 years.
So, yeah,
so 2,500 per month or per quarter? Per quarter, okay.
I'm okay with that unless somebody else has a better idea.
If it doesn't work, we can always revise it. I mean, that's not committed, I mean, it's not a budget item.
No, it's just an allocation
It's
that
an
you can
allocation.
change,
yeah,
yeah.
if we take 14, if we generate 4,000 or whatever, it's $1,050. We're gonna be taking $1,450 out of the 36,000 that we have. At that 14,050, that basically will run for 6 years. If you divide that 36,000.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have 36 now.
Yeah,
You have 36 now to spend. And you're going to raise, say, 4,000 a year over the next, your 36,000 would get you 3.6 years right now, if you don't raise any more money. And then the money that you'll raise on top of your 36,000 will finance another, another,
so I figured the 36,000, maybe I'm figuring it wrong.
36,000
Divided
by
by,
2,500.
that's the full amount, that's not taking the $1,050 that we're gonna be getting.
Well, yeah, that's what, I'm just adding it on,
Yeah.
I'm adding it on to
So
the
that
end.
1450, that's 24 quarters, divided by 4, that's 6 years.
Mhm.
So, I think that'd be,
It'd be good.
yep,
Yeah,
$2,500 a quarter,
I'm okay with that.
How much a quarter?
2,500.
25 a quarter.
But we make that decision, do we do that now, or wait for the budgeting deal?
That'll be a non-budget item.
Yeah, it's non-budgeted, so you can do it now.
So if you wanna make that motion, I'm good with it.
Yeah, me too.
I'll make a motion, we go with $2,500 per quarter to Grace Walk.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, and do you want me to go ahead and start that with my next quarterly payment?
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, you're right, Todd, it is about 6 years, because you're gonna raise another, you're raising 4,000 a year. So just figure 36,000 what we have now, plus another 12,000, is 48,000 divided by 2,500. That's 19 quarters divided by 4. Yeah.
And that is a tax, is that a sales tax on alcohol?
Mhm.
Okay.
And it's dependent on the amount of alcohol that's sold
Yes,
in the county
yes.
that we
So
get.
we need to promote alcohol sales so we can get more money for the
Yes.
alcohol recovery?
Well, that's kind of a, no, I think that's.
Don't be
a-
shaking your head
I
at me,
think
Mike.
that's a defeat right there, because you're trying not them to consume that.
Yeah. Then I have this last thing that came to me, and if it comes to me, I pass it on to you, so you guys can look at that and yay or nay or whatever you wanna do. I think they basically just want a representative from our, but I think they also ask for a little money there.
Who's it from?
There's only one guy here with silver hair, so.
Yeah.
I'm getting more and more, but I'm not there
Looks
yet.
like
This is blonde, Clay.
Yeah, really, platinum. No. No,
We haven't done that in the past,
No.
have we?
No,
yeah,
okay,
no.
so I think that takes care.
We'll do the council on aging.
Yes,
Is that it?
I think so, yes.
I would like us to go back and look in the back room at the annex as far as what we need to do with the storage. With the furnaces back there, whether that's a concern, whether the extension office needs to basically hire or rent a storage deal to start storing that stuff in, or what. And then after we take a look at that, we can adjourn with no action. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's legal, Mike left. We're adjourned.